story of the RMS Titanic is not just a tale of a shipwreck, but a powerful reminder of human ambition, pride, and the fragile line between triumph and tragedy. Early 20th century, the world stood on the edge of rapid industrial progress, and nothing symbolized that confidence more than Titanic, the largest, most luxurious ocean liner ever built. Constructed by Harland and Wolff and operated by the White Star Line, the ship was celebrated as Unsinkable, a masterpiece of engineering designed to conquer the unpredictable Atlantic Ocean. Inside, it was a floating palace. Grand staircases, glittering chandeliers, fine dining halls, and lavish cabins for the wealthy elite, while below deck, hundreds of immigrants carried their hopes for a new life in America. On April 10, 1912, Titanic departed from Southampton, beginning its maiden voyage toward New York City. Over 2,200 souls were on board, each with dreams, ambitions, and stories that would soon be lost to the depths of the ocean. Leading them was Captain Edward Smith, a seasoned commander nearing the end of his career, entrusted with guiding the most magnificent ship ever built. For the first few days, the journey was calm and luxurious. First-class passengers enjoyed elegance beyond imagination, dining on fine cuisine and socializing in opulent halls, while third-class passengers, though modestly accommodated, found joy in music, laughter, and shared dreams of a better future. The ocean was calm, the skies were clear, and everything seemed perfect, almost too perfect. Yet beneath this sense of security, danger quietly approached. The ship began receiving multiple warnings from other vessels about large icebergs drifting in the North Atlantic shipping lanes. Despite these alerts, Titanic continued at high speed, driven by confidence in its advanced design and the belief that nothing could threaten its strength. It was a decision that would soon prove fatal. On the night of April 14th, the temperature dropped sharply, and the ocean became eerily still, making it difficult to spot icebergs. Under a sky filled with stars, the ship sailed into a region of known danger. Suddenly, at around 11:40 p.m., the lookout spotted a massive iceberg directly ahead. The warning bell rang, and the bridge was alerted, but time was running out. Despite an immediate attempt to steer away, the enormous vessel could not turn quickly enough. The iceberg scraped along the side of the ship, tearing open its hull below the waterline. It was not a dramatic crash, but a silent, deadly wound. Many passengers barely noticed the impact, dismissing it as a minor disturbance. But deep inside the ship, water began flooding into the compartments. Titanic had been designed with watertight compartments intended to keep it afloat even if part of the hull was damaged. However, the iceberg had breached too many sections, allowing water to spill from one compartment to the next. Slowly but surely, the ship began to sink. At first, there was no panic. Crew members inspected the damage, and Captain Smith quickly realized the severity of the situation. Orders were given to prepare lifeboats, but there was a devastating problem. There were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. Safety regulations at the time were outdated, and the belief in Titanic's invincibility had led to complacency. As the truth began to spread, confusion and fear took hold. Passengers were told to put on life jackets and gather on deck, but many were reluctant to leave the warmth and comfort of the ship for the cold, dark ocean. The order women and children first guided the evacuation, but not everyone followed it fairly. First-class passengers were often given priority, while many third-class passengers struggled to find their way to the lifeboats due to language barriers, locked gates, and lack of clear instructions. This tragic divide highlighted the inequalities of the time, turning the disaster into not just a natural tragedy, but a human one as well. Amid the chaos, moments of incredible courage and humanity emerged. Crew members worked tirelessly to help others, knowing they might not survive. The ship's band famously continued to play music, offering comfort to frightened passengers as the situation grew more desperate. Families were torn apart, lovers said their final goodbyes, and strangers helped one another in acts of selflessness that would be remembered for generations. As the ship's bow sank deeper into the ocean, the deck began to tilt, making it increasingly difficult to stand. Panic turned into terror as people realized the end was near. By the early hours of April 15th, the situation had become hopeless. The lifeboats that had been launched floated away, many not even filled to capacity, leaving hundreds behind. The ship's stern rose high into the air, silhouetted against the night sky, before the immense pressure caused the vessel to break apart. In a final, catastrophic moment, Titanic split into two and disappeared beneath the freezing Atlantic. The screams of those left in the water echoed through the darkness. But the icy temperature made survival nearly impossible. Within minutes, the once great ship was gone, leaving behind silence and a field of debris. More than 1,500 people lost their lives that night, making it one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. Hours later, the rescue ship RMS Carpathia arrived, responding to Titanic's distress calls. It managed to save those who had secured spots in lifeboats, but for many, help came too late. The survivors carried with them not just the trauma of what they had witnessed, but the memories of those who had been lost. The sinking of Titanic sent shockwaves around the world. It shattered the illusion that human engineering could conquer nature and exposed serious flaws in maritime safety practices. In the aftermath, new regulations were introduced, including the requirement for enough lifeboats for all passengers and continuous radio monitoring. The disaster also led to the creation of the International Ice Patrol, which continues to monitor iceberg dangers to this day. Yet beyond the statistics and reforms, the story of Titanic endures because of its deeply human elements. It is a story of dreams and destiny, of arrogance and humility, of tragedy and heroism.